Welcome dear students to lecture 5 of block diagrams and signal flow graphs. In this lecture we learn about signal flow graphs. So what is a signal flow graph? A signal flow graph is a graphical representation of the relationship between various internal signals in a system. So here you can see an example for the signal flow graph. So first we have to know some of the terminologies here. So see over here, this is, we can give the directions here in this way. Okay, now coming to the terminology part, first we need to know what is a node. It represents a variable or a signal in the system. The name of the signal is written near to the node. So now here so you can observe this x1, this r of s, x2, x3, c of s. These all are nodes, whereas the c of s, x1, x2, x3, these are the named variable or a signal in the system. Next, we'll see what is meant by a branch. A branch is a directed line segment connecting two nodes. The direction of the arrow indicates the direction in which the signal flows from one node to another. The gain of the signal while passing from one node to another is indicated near the arrow. So here RS to this one signal, I can write the nodes if needed. See, say this is x1, this is x2, this is node x3. So here, what are the branches here? Connecting two nodes. So R of S to X1, this is one branch. X1 to X2 is another branch. So on. All these are called branches. We have the arrows also, directions marking what is the flow of the signal. Next we have source. A source node is that node with only one branch that originating from it. So here R of S is a source node. So this is the branch originating from it. A sink node is that node with only one branch that terminates at it. So we have one node over here and this is the sink node. So branches terminate at this node. Then we have forward path. It is a path from the input node to the output node along the directed branches without traversing a node more than once. Now in this example, see here from R of S, then if I take the gains G1, G2, G3, G4, all these are in the forward direction from R of S to C of S. So this is called a forward path. Next here we have feedback path. The feedback path is a path that connects a node back to the previous node. So here see, R of S to C of S, if the direction is like this, then it is a forward path from input to the output. Feedback path, it connects from the node backwards to the previous node. So you can check over, see x2 to x1, we have this connection which has a gain minus h1. So this is a feedback path. Next, loop. A closed loop starts from a node and ends up at the same node after traversing the specific direction without touching any intermediate node more than once. So loop, see here, x1 it starts, we go to x2 and comes back to x1. So this is a loop. It starts from x1 and again we come back to x1 without traversing any node twice. Then we have self loop. A feedback loop starting and terminating at the same node without touching any other node is called a self loop. So here x3, see, same to this point only it is looped. So this is called a self loop. It is not touching any other node. Non-touching loops. These loops do not have a node in common. If I take for example the gains of the loops here, see, this here G1 minus H1, this is one loop. G3 minus H2, this is another loop. We don't have any nodes in common. If I have to write the nodes, say let me write, this is x1, this is node x2, this is node x3, this is node x4 and this is node x5. So here in this case you can observe here loop 1 has nodes x1 and x2. Loop 2 has nodes x3 and x4. See, they don't have any nodes in common. So these are called non-touching loops. Path gain, product of all the gains in the path. means a forward path if I consider, then product of all the gains, that is forward path is from R of S to C of S. What are the gains? We have G1, G2, G4, so G3. This is the products of this all of this path. So path gain will be G1, G2, G3, G4. Loop gain, product of all gains in a loop. So here if I consider loop, first loop G1 minus H1, here G3 minus H2. So that is the path gain. So if I write over here, see path gain over here will be according to this, it will be G1, G2, G3, G4. Loop gain, two loops if I consider L1, that is G1 minus H1, and another loop L2 if I consider it is minus G3 H2. So this is the path gain and the loop gain. Now let us see how to construct a signal flow graph from a block diagram. So for example, see one simple block diagram is given over here. So how do we construct a signal flow graph from this block diagram? So these, see summation point, then the takeoff point, all these are taken as nodes. Then we write the draw the signal flow graph, and these are the gains G of S, H of S, these are the gains. Or see signals are written, no, that also can be taken as a node, or you name it as a different node here. So the input signal to a block is chosen as a variable represented as a node in the signal flow graph. The signal at a pick-off point, or it is to take-off branch point, is taken as a variable and is represented as a node. For every signal that is selected in the block diagram, an algebraic equation is written observing the way in which the blocks are interconnected. The nodes are interconnected with branches satisfying this equation. So see here, we took that nodes, so x1 of s, then x2 of s, then c of s. G of s was the gain in that block, and h of s was also gain in that block. So let us just go through the procedure to draw the signal flow graph over here. Then while working out the numericals, I will explain in detail how to draw the signal flow graphs from the given block diagram. So first, replace the input and the output variables by nodes. Second, replace all summing points by nodes. Third is replace all takeoff points by nodes. Interconnect the signal nodes with the system branches. Show the direction of signal flow and identify each transfer function. Represent the negative signs at the summing junctions of the block diagram by the negative transfer functions of the signal flow graph. If the branch connecting a summing point and a takeoff point has unity gain, then the summing point and takeoff points can be combined and represented by a single node. If there are more takeoff points from the same signal, then all takeoff points can be combined and represented by a single node. If the gain of the branch connecting two summing points is unity, then the two summing points can be combined and replaced by a single node. So this is the procedure to follow. Then now to find the transfer function, we need the Mason's gain formula. So what is this Mason's gain formula? Mason's gain formula is given by T of S equal to, that is transfer function, C of S by R of S equal to 1 by delta summation K mk delta K, or we also write it as 1 by delta summation K pk delta K. P of S is overall gain, K is a number of forward paths, then mk or pk, these are the path gain of the kth forward path. Then we have delta. Delta is equal to 1 minus sum of the loop gains of individual loops plus sum of the gain products of all possible combination of non-touching loops minus sum of the gain products of all possible combination of three non-touching loops plus so on. So till whatever we have, only that much we'll have to truncate this formula. If we don't have any two non-touching loops, then we truncate it. Okay, then delta k. Delta k is equal to value of delta for that part of the graph for not touching the kth forward path. Now this will be clear when we start with the numericals. Okay, that time we'll understand how to write this delta, how to write this delta k. Okay, so we'll start with the numericals now. So now we have to find the transfer function using the Mason's gain formula. So first thing what we have to do is we have to write the forward paths here. So let me write the forward path gains. Forward path gains. So forward path we denote is by P. So P1. So first forward path, let us see what is the first forward path. So coming to this one, see here, first forward path is RFS to the output. So I can come from RFS. I will just see in terms of gains. RFS G1, G2, G3, G4, C of S. This is a direct forward path. Okay. So that we will write over here. So this will be, see, G1, G2, G3, G4. Next, forward path 2. Do we have any other paths where we can start from the input to the output? See here, forward, you have to check the arrow direction. So RFS C1. Then I can go through this G5. Then come to G4 and C5. This is the path gains. In terms of path gains I'm talking. RFS, G5, G4, C of S. So we have two forward paths over here. So this is equal to G5, G4. So only two forward paths. Any other possibility? No, no other possibility. Then we have to write the loop gains. So how many our forward paths? That many we have to write. Next is loop gains. So that will represent as L1. So we have to, what is a loop? Starts at the same point and again ends at the same point. So that is the loop gain. So we have to start. Say I'll start from C here. This G2 and minus H1. G2 minus H1. This is one loop. One more here. G1, G2, G3, G4 minus H2. Again see G1, G2, G3, G4 minus H2. Two loops. Check one more. See, from here we'll start. G5, G4 and minus H2. G5, G4 minus H2. So we have three loops over here. So let us write. So first is G2 minus H1. Second loop L2 is equal to minus G1, G2, G3, G4 and H. That negative sign I have written in the beginning only here. Then L3 is G5, that is also minus G4 and H. So we have three loops. Then do we have any non-touching loops? Non-touching loops means, now first we have to write combination of two non-touching loops. So two non-touching loops. That is, now we have written no L1, L2, L3. In this one, if any of the loops are not touching each other, means they should not have a node in common between them. See, now check here G2, H1, this one. And we have G5, G4 minus H2. So G2, H1 and G5, G4 minus H2, they don't have any node in common. So they are the non-touching loops. So we have to write the product of it. So non-touching loops or loop gains you can write. So it is L1 and L3. So G2, H1 minus minus it will become plus G5, G4, H2. So this is the, we have written the forward path gains, loop gains and two non-touching loops. Three non-touching loops we don't have. Next we will write the Mason's gain formula. So let us write the Mason's gain formula. So C of S divided by R of S. It is summation K summation Pk delta K. Okay, by delta it was 1 by delta summation K Pk delta K. This was a formula. Now here that is number of forward paths. So here we have two forward paths. So it will be P1 delta 1 plus P2 delta 2 whole divided by delta. Alright. Now what is delta? That formula we have. No. Delta is 1 minus the sum of the loop gains. So L1 plus L2 plus L3. We have three loops. Plus we have non-touching loops. So L1, L3. Only one pair of non-touching loop we have. So L1, L3. So this will be delta. From this now we have to write delta 1. See, delta 1 is the value of delta So which is not touching these loops, which is not touching the forward path here. So delta 1, what was the forward path delta 1? It was here. So let me just show you what is here. G1, G2, G3, G4. See, this is the forward path. And loops are G2 minus H1, G1, G2, G3, G4, H2, and G5, G4 minus H. These are the loops. And this is the forward path. So all the nodes are common between the loops and the forward path. P1. So what happens here? It is all the loops are touching. Therefore, we have to make it all 0. So this will be 1 only. Come to delta 2. See, now delta 2. What is the forward path delta 2? Forward path delta P2. Okay, that we have to check. R of S, G5 and G4. See, this is the path. R of S 1. This is again G5 and G4. And now we have to see which loops are not touching this. Only that will remain. All the other loops will become 0. See, we have G2 minus H1. See, this loop and this forward path has nothing in common. So therefore, this L1 will remain in this delta equation and that will form delta 2. All the other things will be made 0. Okay. So here I have to write this as 1 minus L1. So it is 1 minus, so that is plus minus G2H1. So it will become plus G2H1. So this is the delta 2. Here now delta I can substitute L1, L2, L3, or in the finally in the expression you can substitute. Now let us write C of S by R of S. So this will be, in the numerator we have P1. So P1 is G1, G2, G3, G4 plus G2, P2 path. So delta 1 is 1. P2 path is G4, G5 into delta 2. What is delta 2? 1 plus G2H1. So whole divided by, now it is 1 delta. So it is 1 minus will become plus because all the loops are negative there. So 1 plus G2H1 plus G1, G2, G3, G4, H2 plus G4, G5, H2 plus G2, G4, that is L1, L3, G5, H1 and H. So this is the final transfer function. This is how you have to find the transfer function using the Mason's gain formula. So let us work out one more question over here. We have to, using the Mason's gain formula, find the gain of the system shown. So we have to first write the forward path. So let me write the forward path gains. So forward path gains. Okay. So now which are the forward paths? First we will identify. So here, see, forward path is the path from the input to the output. In different ways, variety of ways you can go. So we'll identify that. So first path is 1, G4, G5, G6 and C of S. Okay. 1, G4, G5, G6, C of S. So let me write that. So P1 is G4, G5, G6. Next, we'll see the second path. So 1, the gains I am considering now, G1, G2, G3, 1. So this is second path. So P2. All the possible paths you have to list out. G1, G2, G3. Then next, see, 1, G4. Then we have, see, directions you have to see, that you have to be careful. G8 and G3 and 1. See, again I'll repeat. 1, G4, arrow directions you check. G8, G4, C1. So P3 will be G4, G8, G3. Then is it over? No, still we have forward paths. What is the next path? So 1, G1 and G7, G6, 1. So P4 is equal to G1, G7, G6. You think it is over? No, still we have two more forward paths. So see. So it is 1, G1 and G7, then minus H1, G8 and G3. See, again I'll repeat. 1, we should not come at the same node twice, and we are not coming. See, 1, G1, G7 minus H1, G8. Here there is no node, okay? It is a jumper will be there. G8, G3 and this. So P5, that minus I'll write it because H1 is minus, G1, G7, H1, G8, G3. We have one more path, P6, which is that P6 path. Again, the similar way, we have to start from 1, then G4 and G8 minus H2 and G7, G6 and C of S there. Okay. So let me write. It is again minus G4, G8, H2, G7, G6. So these are the forward paths. So we have 6 forward paths here. Next, let us write the loop gains. So L1. Okay, this is obvious loop over here. See, 2 loops here we have. See, one loop is G2 minus H2, another is G5 minus H2. These are the 2 obvious loops. Then one more loop is see, G8, then we have minus H2, then G7 minus H1. See, we are starting from this node. So G8 minus H2, G7 minus H1. So those are the 3 loops. So let us write the 3 loops. So we have minus G5 H1 L2 is equal to minus G2 H2 and L3 is minus minus H1 H2 minus, so it will come plus G8 G7 H1 H. So these are the 3 loops. Then 2 non-touching loops. So 2 non-touching loops. See here, G5 and H1, G2 H2, no node in common. So those are the 2 non-touching loops. That is, whatever we have written, the same we have to check in that one. So L1, L2 there. So it is G5 H1 and G2 H2. These are the 2 non-touching loops. Now next we have to write the Mason's gain formula. So let us write the Mason's gain formula. C of S by R of S. Here we have 6 forward paths. So P1 delta 1 plus P2 delta 2 plus P3 delta 3 plus P4 delta 4 plus P5 delta 5 plus P6 delta 6 whole divided by delta. Now what is delta? Delta is equal to, this depends on the loops, 1 minus L1 plus L2 plus L3 plus a pair of non-touching loops L1, L2. Okay. Then now we have to write what is delta 1, delta 2, delta 3, all that. So delta 1, what is the forward path delta 1? That we will see first. So here, see, forward path delta 1 is G4, G5, G6. So this loop H2, G8, this is not touching. No, we don't have anything common. Then P2, delta 2 we have to see. Delta P2 is G1, G2, G3, this one. So this HY minus H5, G5, H1 is not touching that. So that will come in this one. So let us write that. So delta 1 will be 1 minus L2 and delta 2 will be 1 minus L1. So this is 1 plus G2 H2 and this is 1 plus G5 H1. So we have written delta 1 and delta 2. Then delta 3. What is the forward path delta 3? We will check here. See. Forward path delta 3 is G4, G8, G3. So that is G4, G8, G3. So both this node is touching, this node is touching. So all the loops will become 0. Then fourth path G1, G7, G6. So G1, G7, G6. This node is also touching this node. So either of the loops both are touching there, right? Then P5. P5 is again G1. Then we go to this G7. Then H1, then come over at G3. All these are touching, even same for P6. So all the loops are touching there. Okay. So all of that, all the loops will become 0. So I can simply write over here delta 2 equal, sorry, delta 3 equal to delta 4 equal to delta 5 equal to delta 6 is equal to all are 1. So now we are done writing this. Let us now substitute. Now last step is only substitution is remaining. That's all you have to do. So now C of S by R of S. So we have to write P1. So P1 is G4, G5, G6. And delta 1 is 1 plus G2, H2 plus P2, G1, G2, G3 into delta 2, that is 1 plus G5 H1 plus, this is numerator only I am writing, okay, still, plus P3 G4 G8 G3 plus P4 G1 G7 G6 plus, now it is this one P4 P5, yeah, P5 we got it as negative, so this I have to write negative over here. So it is minus G1 G7 H1 G8 G3 minus P6 G4 G8 H2 G7 G6 whole divided by, now the denominator comes, denominator is delta, so 1 plus L1 G5 H1 plus L2, that is G2 H2 and plus L1 L2, that is so G7 G8 H1 H2. So this is the transfer function. See, once you write down the forward paths and the feedback loops and everything, finally and delta you write, last step is only the substitution part. So identifying the forward paths, identifying the feedback paths, all this you have to do correctly. Then it is going to be very simple.